This year, at the start of the school year, it was a very challenging experience for me.
It's a roller coaster.
I think the biggest challenge for me is always like resources.
Usually schools have a lot of PD at the beginning of the year, and they're all really motivational, and this is what it's going to look like.
Specifically, like how to effectively use resources.
I felt like the kids were misbehaving a lot.
You think that you're going to have the most wonderfully run classroom just by putting up some pictures.
And I felt like I wasn't doing a good job at managing my class behaviorally.
And then it kind of goes down a little bit at the end of September when you realize that maybe this classroom management technique doesn't quite work, right?
My new teacher developer, I felt like she was a huge part of my development here and making sure that I was able to eventually succeed.
It's my NTD. That's who represents the program to me.
She mentioned how my classroom is very large for my small group of students.
And I've had a very positive experience with it.
Got advice from a new teacher developer, and I changed my classroom around to centers where I had students rotating from station to station.
So I found all the observations that my NTD did were extremely valuable to me.
And so when my students would lose focus and seemed unsettled,
because they not only had the lesson that I did, the student work, and observations.
She advised me to huddle them up and bring them to the half moon table and continue the lesson that way.
It was almost like gold to me.
I began to manage my class and really felt like I was teaching my students and my students were learning.
I'm a strong believer of the new teacher development program. I believe that every new teacher should have a mentor. I look at any NTD to be a part of my instructional leadership team. They bring another set of eyes and a value of making sure we don't forget the new teachers as well. We very seldom talk about dropout rates of new teachers. We're trying to give them the tools, but the goal really is to make sure that all teachers are the best.
Appreciated the New Teacher Institute because I felt like, I was in a room full of all new teachers to, not only new teachers in general, but new teachers to BPS. Another thing about the New Teacher Institute that really stuck with me was they had new teachers from the previous year come and speak to us. Then they talked about what were the things that went successful and what were the things that they struggled with.
My new teacher developer had me attend a cross-site visit as a professional development. I got to also look at a teacher that had been teaching for 3 years who had my same new teacher developer when he first started.
So part of the reason why I took BEEPS, the Boston Public School online mentoring program, was because I've been really challenged in terms of technology and how to use technology, both as a performance arts teacher and just personally in my own teaching practice. I wanted to try out what online learning would be like. Where would it fit in a performance arts context? Students, I think, really liked it. We used the online platform at Modo as really an extension of the classroom in times where we weren't in class. I think it made it possible for me to really have the evaluation that I did.
When I found that I could start joking around in the classroom with the students, that's when it really did even out. and then you kind of end the year at this little bump.
I, again, value my NTD each and every day.